This room comes to you compliments of Renwick and Thompson Limited and Beacon Insurance.
When you get to a certain age, different things drive you. Like the anticipation of a new adventure, the comfort of having friends who've become family, or just enjoying that journey to the next destination. At Beacon, we've given our 50-plus drivers more value and greater convenience with hassle-free sign-up, flexible payment plans, and free benefits. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacongrenada.com for a quote today. And let us help you keep doing what drives you.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they're prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
The views expressed in the following program aren't necessarily those of Power 95.
Here we are back in the room for today, Wednesday, January 10th. I hope everyone is doing okay this morning. Shout out to our friends online. If you're listening on a Power website page, or you're viewing on YouTube, or you're right here on Facebook, good morning. Or if you're listening via radio, top of the morning to you as well. 95.1, 95.3. Up and running one more time. It's Wednesday, 10th of January. And yep, time waits on no one. And yeah, y'all can stop saying Happy New Year now. 10 days in. There we good. Think we got the message. Alright, so. I'm still not saying Happy New Year messages. We good now. We think we got our feet wet. Like I said, it's a continuation of sorts. So much happening. Doesn't seem to be any easing up in January. Usually we say January is a slow month, long month. But I don't think so anymore. Because if you are paying attention, you would realize that, there's a lot happening. You just have to get involved. There's independence celebrations, lots happening there, and with the excitement and all of that, January is full speed ahead. Like I said the other day, kicking it off with Cat Williams. Now this lyrical battle between what's their face, Jada Kingdom and Steph London. There's just no easing up. And when I thought it was like a one shot, Steph fired her shot and then Jada responded. Now I'm seeing Steph back with a response. I can't keep up, I swear. I honestly can't keep up. It's just too much. Thought it was a one-off, but somebody wants to prolong it. But Jada did come out yesterday and said it's done for her. She's in a happy, stable relationship and she doesn't want any distractions. But we'll see, Mouth says one thing today and it says another tomorrow. So who knows? She just might get caught up because, the fans are the ones sometimes who fuel this thing, right? Because Homegirl could say, you know what, I'm done. But y'all fans who just love the confusion and the mix-up and the drama, you'll be on her post, on her page like Twinkle, Bad Girl Twinkle or whatever her name is. Don't let this girl diss you, yada, yada, yada. You have to respond. And Jada feeling obligated to the fans now will go do a response, and then here we go again. But honestly, I think Jada is still up for me. I heard the other song, but I still think that one she did, London Bed, was Annihilation. That was it. But Steph is good too. But if you were to choose, yeah. Shanti, you good? How are you feeling today? Where is Jacqueline? I hope she's feeling better, so she's okay. Morning, Marianne. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Rita. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Melvin. What do you mean you're not hearing anything? Who else is not hearing anything? Hold on. Let me check. Let me check for myself. Shante, you need to check your thing. I'm hearing. Yeah, so you're the only one. I'm listening to the live and I am hearing loud and clear. So sort out yourself. Okay, good now. Ingrid Bond, good morning. Morning, Maureen. Good morning, Debbie Crony. Good morning. Debbie may vex with me. Listen, when I eat, I go to bed. My belly full. You have time to come up the hill to study. You want to eat food this hour of the night? It's last minute thing on there. Morning, Jackie. Morning, Moesha. Chrissy, good morning. Sonia, hope you're feeling better as well. Yeah, no, it is, man. Time of the year, right? But hope you feel better. Morning, Shami. How are you? Right, there you go, stay on stoop. Morning, Kizzy. Donna Springle, how's London? How are y'all Londoners doing? Donna, tell me this. Are you guys for what's her name? Steph London. Are you guys for Leanne? Okay, all my English people, they're coming in. So are you guys for Jada, or are you guys for why am I having memory loss or something? Or Steph London? Which one you guys? You know what's funny? The common denominator in this can't be bothered. Because we all know the common denominator is Burner, right? Burner is posting as normal. He's on his stage before his millions and millions of sold out crowd and whatever. You know, I realize some of y'all just biased and unfair. Since last year, when Jada was seen wearing Burner's chain, right? And couple people caught them photos, what have you. Steph came out shading. And then, when called out on it, she said she was talking about her manager. Right? Miss Jada continued her business, didn't respond, didn't address her, didn't say anything. So she continued doing whatever. Now that the lady has moved on in her relationship, I've never seen Burner come out and publicly said, okay, we're together, this is my lady, daddy, yaddy, daddy, da. Silence. People are just speculating, you know. As a matter of fact, he himself said they were over, I remember. And she herself came out and made a reference to a particular part of his body that she claimed is small and what and what and what. So how are you out here singing song and beefing when the man has not done? A matter of fact, the man sang a whole song. Yo, we really know how to put ourselves out there as women. Boy, when it comes to, we have to real make man do us thing, you know. I ain't lying, boy. We have to real make man make us shame. We really make myself shame. Ever. Lord, sometimes common sense not common. If you only know. It's not even worth it, I swear. Because they be doing their own thing regardless. Burner is out there selling out concerts and the man is having the time of his life. Jada been up front. I remember they asked Jada what's going on with her on the streets. As a matter of fact, someone met her and was interviewing her and he said, so Jada, the word on the street is you and Burner Boy an item. And Jada was like, what streets? I'm in the streets every day and I haven't heard anything. The lady never even claimed because she knew what the situation was. Never claimed dude. And he made a reference during a whole song. The lady said she got 500,000 pounds. Boy, some people lucky, boy. You know how much for a Birkin? Birkin bags go from $25,000, $30,000, $45,000. Birkins are like an investment. And based on what she said, I saw it like, what's her name? The mix-up site and them, not giving the tea. The lady, as a matter of fact, he said in the song that for Jada, got her 1 and then got her 6 more. So that means the lady got 7 Birkins. And if you decide to sell them, that's a lot of money. A Birkin is, the cheapest Birkin might be about 25 grand. And Mawet Manje Popot Birkin. If we're talking like up the road, Birkins are not cheap. They're like shade room, right? They're like a lot of money. So imagine a man buy you a Birkin for 45 grand. And because you had the best business in Kingston, give you 6 more. Me not get. Listen, a matter of fact, I blame Jada for even responding. I was not going to respond. 6 Birkin and 500,000 pounds. What are responding to you for, miss? Imagine we ain't getting nothing that we fighting up. I ain't getting them kind of money and them and arguing with people for 7 Birkin and 500,000 pounds going up the road. No, Papa. There's nothing to argue for. I think you just laugh. A girl come at you, you just laugh. There's no. Anyways, there's the rich people problems. They all have their bread. What's her face was Teflon's birthday was a week or something ago or 2, and she got some range for her birthday. Now again, speculations are rife that it's Burner, but he never came forward, and she never said that he gave her. So me know who gave her range, or if she buys she range for herself. But if you go on to Burner's Instagram, because trust me, I'm in the tea. I'm branching from page to page like a monkey. I'm going all in their stories because I'm very invested in this beef. So I'm jumping from all of their pages, going into all of their stories to see what's going on. And Burner is smiling, showing all his 92 teeth. Because he has a lot of teeth. So he's just smiling and grinning away like he's enjoying the attention. Plus, the 2 women are very beautiful women. So the folks in Africa, they're coming out and saying, because you know how they are about women with big butts and what. And they were basically thumping the man and saying, look at you, you're like the king of Zamunda right now. So everything is in your favor. But anyways, we await to see what the day holds if Jada would respond, because she did say yesterday it was a one shot. She's not about to go back and forth with the lady. We move. Next topic on the agenda, because these days I have to Xavier morning. According to my grandmother, the young, they are going out. If they are going out again. So, on a more serious note, though, I'm not too sure many of you saw my post yesterday. Yesterday, Ricardo Drew was laid to rest. Also, of course, Basdio Pandey was laid to rest. But, Ricardo Drew, most of us were on that live, taking in his funeral service and what have you. And I must say it was a very fitting send-off. Tributes were amazing. My only thing, I thought more artists will be there. I thought like there would be a greater show of artists. But like in this game, as in everything else, boy, even in life and even in death, that was my one disappointment. I had several disappointments. That was one of them. I thought more artists would be present. Just to show some sort of support and, love for the art form and, his contribution, because he's been on many stages. And I thought more artists would have been there. But who were there, they did some really nice tributes. Baba, who else was there? DJ Steven, Pretty, Destra. Oh my gosh, that song Destra did was just, I'm not gonna lie, I literally sat there and tears was coming from my eye, looking at the dancers and his mother and Patrice, they couldn't hold it at that point. That song Destra need to do a gospel album, I swear. She's a good artist, but I think she should, take her talents in other directions. She's dabbled in reggae and stuff like that, but she would do good with a nice gospel album. So that was one of my disappointments. My second disappointment was, why are we so sickening and disgusting as human beings? Like, why is it we don't understand the meaning of the term time and place for everything under the sun? I don't think you even need to break that down. It's like self-explanatory. Why you need to break down time and place? It's a funeral. His children at some point might want to look at this. His family members might want to go back and look at this. And y'all have zero consideration. Y'all are just Everybody just wants 2 minutes of being, okay, look at me, I can be a clown. Everybody just thinks they're funny. Everybody just, whatever comes to mind, they just type, like their fingers totally rule them, and they wouldn't say, you know what, this is a somber moment. We're celebrating the life of somebody who departed so young without any warning. Let me just, even though I feel or I think about something, let me just pause, maybe after it's said and done. And a matter of fact, why do we even have to wait on the funeral? You guys been saying a lot in weeks ago. You've been saying from since the man died, speculations, Patrice means this, Patrice said that, and yada yada yada. Okay, so on this one day, couldn't y'all just be there and be supportive of the family and offer words of support and condolences? Y'all are sickening. All right, Pepsi, I'm not making an excuse for nobody. If anybody wants to be somewhere, they will be there. Because the others who made it, they found a flight. So, if people want to do something, they find a way to do it. No excuse. If you want to go to Timbuktu, you go to Timbuktu. It means longer journey, means getting there ahead of time, but if you have to find a way, you will find a way to get there. And that's just how I see it. But getting back to the point, the comments were just so sickening. And I'm praying that these children or family members don't go back, or they'll just delete all the comments. As a matter of fact, I think like when it have occasions like this, like news broadcast stations, etc., who stream these things live, ought to turn off the comments. Y'all don't need to say nothing. Just look and hush. Because at one point on Facebook, ABS literally had to turn off the comments and write a long disclaimer saying they don't normally do this, but long and short of the story, some of y'all were so out of timing, they had to like pause it, because y'all were just pause, because y'all were doing too much. For what? Y'all don't know these people, they don't know you, they probably don't even care to know you. You have your own assumptions, your own speculations, and there you go, putting it out as if it's factual. Y'all know nothing about the people's private life except what they show you. You see pictures, that's it. You don't have first-hand knowledge. You're not inside the people's homes. But y'all seem to think that you know it all based on 2 pictures. People post up 2 pictures and y'all feel you know the entire life story, or they're not happy, or they this, or they that. Are you happy? That's $1 million question. Are you happy? It's just... I don't know who it was. It was just people. Like, just people. I don't know. I didn't check to see if it's Grenadians, Jamaicans, Trinidadians. It was just people. At one point, I just swiped it aside and just, ignored it completely, because it's a distraction. Because you're trying to focus, and then you're seeing these comments that are so, distasteful, that you just have to... I just swipe them to the side. We just love making assumptions about people's life and people's business and what have you. And at the end of the day, our business is not even close to being good. It's rottening. But we're all up in other people's business that has nothing to do with us, while ours needs serious intervention. I don't get it. And you would think, okay, yeah, just start. People would be like, all right, let me just drink a chill pill for the time being. It's no, full speed ahead. Just full speed ahead. Let's see who could be the meanest. Let's see who could be the most distasteful. Even in death, we don't even respect people in death. We disrespect people in life and still disrespect them in death. I'm sorry, but at this point, like I said yesterday, it's gotten to a point where we all just got to focus on ourselves and try to be the best version of ourselves as we can, because there's no changing, there's no fixing. No, you can't change or fix nobody except yourself. So it's like we just have to work harder on being better versions of ourselves every day and doing better if we know better. That's about it. Because if you were to take on people and their actions and what they do, trust and believe, you'll drive yourself absolutely crazy. You can't. You can't. Asking, where is this person? Why is this person there? Why is this person not there? The people are in mourning, for God's sake. And one thing I looked at and I was like really touched, seeing how they came together, all the mothers, seeing all the children sitting together, all of them comforting each other. That should be something you should look at and be like, oh wow. Instead of trying to make mischief and propaganda and create narratives that suits you and not the people, and oh, why isn't this person crying? And like, yeah, just, I guess in order to show that you're hurt or mourning, you're supposed to drop on the ground and, who sang this song about drop on the ground and roll? Fayen? Drop on the ground and roll and beat up yourself like fall. That's how you're actually genuine about your mourning. If you don't do that, look at her. She's not mourning. She's just sitting there. People internalize, people grieve differently. I've seen people who's had a loved one passed on, and not so long ago I had a close, family member. And it's when reality hits and you see that coffin is when the person totally broke down. You would see them and they look like they're composed, but in the quiet moments, you don't know how they're feeling, what they're doing. Sometimes you put on a smile. Case in point, sometimes we take pictures and we post them, but that's not an accurate reflection of how we feel. I could just smile and post a picture, but I feel miserable. I feel like crap. I'm depressed, I'm stressed, but I just smile and post a picture. So because you see somebody posting a picture and smiling is not an accurate representation of how they're feeling. The lady is not, and like I said some time ago, as much as Patrice is a public figure, she's also a very private person. The little we see is what they choose to share. For a while, people were speculating about who even the father of her daughter was, until they put it out there. So you wouldn't see her coming out and, like some people, I don't know how some people do it, come and sit in front of camera and cry, like record themselves crying. I find that to be very weird, to record yourself crying and post it, but different strokes for different folks, to each his own. The most closest to her would be in a better position to speak on how she's doing, how she's reacting, etc. But just looking at her, you can see that it has taken a toll on her own physical body. You can see it, that she's lost weight. You can see the sadness. But y'all don't choose to see those things. Y'all choose to who was with who and who do who, and boy. We just tend to look at the worst. We lack empathy. We become mean. Y'all just focus on yourselves. Work on yourselves. There's no fixing people anymore. That horse has bolted that stable. There's no turning back. There's no going back. Humanity as we know it, compassion as we know it. I'm not saying it's completely gone. It's still there, but it's like spots. I had a cousin whose mother died and didn't cry one bit, but when she returned home from the cemetery, she passed out and had to be hospitalized. People mourn differently, and I thought we understood that by now. But, like I said, most we can do is work on ourselves. Can't fix stupid, we can't fix people. All we can do is work on ourselves. There are a lot of you seeking relevance out there. I don't know for what, because you're not even getting paid for it. It's not like your page is, a business page, it's monetized, you're making bread out of it. Nothing for 2 laughs. There are lots of you daily just seeking relevance, and you don't care what you do or say to get it for 2 seconds. You get 2 likes, you get 2 laughs, and that's good enough for you. You feel like your entire year is made. 2 seconds of relevance. Social media is the devil. While it has its advantages, there's a lot of disadvantages. And one of them is too many people are seeking relevance. What is this one talking about? Anyways, a squashy, we don't do that here, so take it elsewhere. We're very respectful over here. We air our views, and we don't attack anyone, and we don't do what you're trying to do right now. So I suggest you take that elsewhere. How much time we have? All right, so we have time to move on to hold on, let me just get it. regulars understand what we do. So those of you who just show your head every once in a while, please don't, because we don't do that here, okay? The drama and the confusion, we don't do that over here. We're respectful all the time. We air our views, we give our opinion, and we keep it pushing. Okay? Right. So, we move. I'm not even sure what to make out of this this story, but the comments and the reactions are different from everyone. I thought that most would be in favor of it, but there are men who are saying, well, they agree with the brother for not wanting his son or child to be ex-man or father of other children when you feel like take me. No. And he says his wife thinks that he's being petty and she's crossing the line, and what he thinks she's crossing the line and disrespecting him. She has children from a previous relationship and they have a child together. And he said since the children were little, their father would pick them up every other weekend and take them. And now that their youngest child is 5, he wants to take him too. I told her no, and she didn't think it was a big deal since she feels she's responsible. I don't understand why he needs to have a relationship with our child. He's not extended family, he's simply the father of her kids, and I'm setting the boundaries. She thinks I'm being childish and letting my ego take over. I think it's disrespectful of her to even ask me. She should have shut that issue down. It would be different if he was my son's stepdad, but he's her ex. I'm standing my ground on this one. Do you guys think I'm wrong? Dude, how is this even making sense? Listen to what you said. So then what is your relationship with the children that belongs to him that lives in the house? What is your relationship like with them? Because you said I don't understand why he needs to have a relationship with our child. Don't you have a relationship with his children that live under the same roof like you do? Wouldn't it make a peaceful, happier home if everybody just got along? Now, put yourself in that child's shoe. I mean, I could understand if it's a regular thing, but if it's a once in a while thing where he comes, takes the children out, I see nothing wrong with him saying, okay, let me include John in our little, outings or what have you. If John comes home now and says, well, Tom pinched me, slapped me, roughing me up, mistreating me, blah, 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 then you have a problem. But why would it be a problem if this man realizing, okay, all these children live together, it's not my biological child, but those are my children's sibling, half brother or sister, whatever the case might be. And I'm including them. Because it's like sometimes we're so caught up in our own feelings and egos, we forget that it's important to put the needs of children first. And think about how would your child feel if every time he would just take them and go out and not include them. I mean, there are times he would do that, but every single time, to me, that's the sign of being a mature, understanding. And you're saying that he's not extended family. He kind of is, because he's not going anywhere. He's the father of her children, and if you're dealing with somebody who has children by somebody else, say if you like the cow, you have to like the calf or something like that. So you can't take him out of the picture because you feel disrespected. Did the man come to you and say anything to you? What exactly is your concern? It sounds like insecurities and your ego. I could understand if it's a regular thing, but like I said, once in a while, if he decides to bring the child along, I don't see what's the problem. Donna says, I agree with the husband. He's not petty because if it was the other way around, the woman would let her child go with no ex-woman, but all three needs to have a discussion. So why do we always do that though? When we deal with a situation, say the other side would have, coulda, shoulda, woulda. The situation is with a man. It's not with the woman. However, the woman chooses to deal with it, that's on them. But I think the mature thing to do is what he's doing. And like I said, if it is a case of every week, every day, but I don't see no harm in once a while asking the child to join them. After all, they live together. Those are his half siblings or her half siblings. They eat, sleep, do whatever else together. They don't see it like how you're seeing it, like step brother and step. To them, that's my brother. It's not a case of, okay, they live in a different household. They live together. I grew up with other half siblings. We didn't live together, so I could understand that rationale. We don't live together. We see each other in passing, whatever. We didn't have this close relationship. But these are children living, eating, sleeping, playing together. Why would you want to cause separation by putting this divide of that is my child and that is not your child and these are your children and these are not my children? And they're living under the same roof. So he's entitled to his feelings, yes. But like I said, when you have children, it's not about your feelings. You can't be so caught up in your ego and how you feel that you forget that, hey, this could affect this child. So that means when he's going out, he brings his child out only and ignores the rest. Those are not my children. To me, it reeks of insecurity and immaturity. And I would have problems if the man or the child comes back and says that he's abused or she's abused by the man or roughed up or pinched or slapped or whatever. But if the child goes out and come back like all the other kids unhappy and had a good time, what is your beef? So that means you take your son out only and you don't include the other children because those are not your children. Petra says, "What?" And I've heard of people doing that. What if he brings food for his children and not include his child now? How would he feel? Children and siblings, grown people petty and have no sense. These are the children who create, the people who create so much of our problems in the world with children. All I see is you being that way is just causing division amongst those children. Children don't see things the way adults do. They'll be playing and laughing and having a good time. They'll fight today, in the next minute, in this minute, and the next minute you see them hugging up and eating from the same bowl. So why are we trying to bring children into grown people feelings? If you have a problem, as a man, go to the next man, the father, and say to him, okay, so-and-so is the case, these are my concerns. What exactly is your concern? Because reading this, I can't see a concern. All you're saying is, he's not extended family, he's simply the father of her kids, and I'm setting the boundaries. It's like, you want to show that I'm the big kahuna, I'm the big man in the house. I'm like, you have to respect me. And what I say, go. I'm like putting down my foot, I'm the man now, you the ex. And listen to what you said. That's your wife. You know that part slipped me? I thinking them people just living together. Your wife. And that's how you feel? She has children from a previous relationship and we have a child together. Since her children were little, their father would pick them up every other weekend and take them. Now that's an upstanding man. Because that man could have said, oh, well, she married, that's your wife now, that's your responsibility. Me putting myself out to see no children, everything is on you. You want woman, take woman and take children. You said since they were little, so that means he's been present ever since. What is the problem? And now that your child is 5, big enough, a baby, but still big enough, he didn't want him out with them when he was like a baby in arms, could barely walk. He's 5. He wants to take him out too. I agree with her. I don't think it's a big deal. Since she feels he's responsible. If she had concerns, I'm sure you would know about them from the other children that's in his company every other weekend. If she had problems or think that he was abusive to them or whatever, he wouldn't be seeing them every other weekend. And you're saying, as a father, you don't understand why he needs to have a relationship. We create problems in the world for no reason. Look at this. These are grown people. And you would think, okay, if something were to happen to you, God forbid, this child would have somebody to fall back on as a father figure. But again, egos and the pettiness, we just so engrossed in it that we don't think long term. If something were to happen to you, that man could be the father figure and you're no longer present. He could be the father figure towards that child. That's how I see it. I could be wrong, but you're saying he's not extended family, he's simply the father of her children. And how you separated it, the father, not the father of our children, the father of her children. So that means you're only responsible, you only recognize one, which is the youngest one that you had with her. And you couldn't care less about the rest. Very interesting. I agree with her that you're being childish and you need to let your ego go. I seriously believe that. And how you think it's disrespectful of her to even ask. So if he just came, took his children, ignored yours completely, that's what you want. Children are children, especially a 5-year-old, probably clinging to his other siblings' coattails. He comes, takes what belongs to him, leaves, don't address yours, don't even look at yours. How do you think that little child would feel? He's an ex. They're no longer together. That's your wife. Boy, I don't know, man. I can't agree with you. I'm sorry. I really can't. Have a conversation with the man if you have concerns. Bro, so and so is the case, you know. But for you to be feeling, Mel says that man giving us men a bad name, he has no level of maturity. He has to understand the ex is keeping the bond with the children. No, he prefers that he comes, takes what belongs to him and does not acknowledge his child. Do not even say hi to his child. Do not even bring his child back as sweetie, nothing. Take your children and leave mine alone. Don't acknowledge him, don't do anything. Ah, boy. It's every other weekend. Vassal, yes, we still have to respect his decision, but maybe he just finds he's always with his stepkids and his son, so maybe, as I said, the man thinks it's unfair. Well, that's not what he said. He said that every other weekend he would take his children since they were small, and now that the youngest is 5, he wants to take him as well. What I would say to him, it wouldn't be every other weekend. I could understand him saying, listen, bro, okay, you take them every other weekend, maybe you can take them the second weekend in. That child in particular, he doesn't have to go every other weekend. That I can understand, because maybe he has plans, maybe whatever. But to just don't want it at all, I don't know. It's concerning to me. Let me take this last one here and wrap it up.
Well, this situation baffles me on a completely different level. Reason being, men normally complain that they're being bashed for not being a good father, and a good provider and all of that. And when we find one out of the very few that would stand up with his kids, be there for his kids, and not only his, but his kids' half sibling, you having a problem with it as a man, instead of embracing that and, make it known to say, hey, there are still good men out there. We are not all bad as society portrays us to be. This is something that you should look at in a whole different light. I commend that father. Kudos to you, hands down, applause, everything goes to you, because it is a rare thing where you would have a man seek the interests of his and, you know, other kids by extension. It's a rare thing. Now he needs to, the husband needs to work on, you know, his mentality, his outlook on these things. I don't think he understands what is happening here.
Agreed. But hey, can't beat maturity into people. Maybe that's how it is. Somebody says sometimes it's the same other children that's asking for his child to come because at home they have a great relationship. That too. You could be like, going to be, I'll be like, Dad, can you bring little Johnny? Dad, can you, Tommy, come with us next time? Because they probably have a good relationship at home, and you're trying to get between that and cause division. You're supposed to be the adult and want the best for your child. If you have a problem, you should be man enough to have that conversation with dude or your wife. If you have concerns about the every other weekend, be like, no, not every other weekend. I have no problem with it, but you know, not every other weekend. But here, let's compromise. Not every other weekend, but you can do so from time to time, and so and so. Just know, you don't want. He's not your father. He's not his father. He's not. He's just an ex. Oh, they're different out here, boy. Anyways, fight up. If you like problems, then by all means. If you don't like peace, continue with your problems. Because to me, it's peace. Marlene, how you do? It's ego. The kids probably look forward to seeing and spending time with their ex more than they do with him. Lydia, good morning. Says the poor children that are caught up in the crossfire and are being hurt. You don't see that way, man. Us and our egos as adults are supposed to want to do better for our children and have, you know, the interests at heart. Totally different ball game. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for powering up. I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Final one for the week. Until then, have yourselves a great Wednesday, and thanks for checking in. Thank you to our friends at Beacon Insurance and Western Union as well.